Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back in our Fortnite video. And in today's video, I'm going to give you guys a really simple and easy tip that's really drastically going to help you guys win a lot more games and also win a lot more gunfights. This is something that's super easy to do. It's just a one simple change that I think can really improve your gameplay and allow you just to get a lot more wins here in Fortnite. And before we get into the video, I have a weekly V-Buck giveaway. I'm going to be giving away V-Bucks every single Friday, and if you guys want a chance to win some free V-Bucks, all you guys need to do is to drop a like on this video, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, and as well subscribe to my second channel. I post a ton of really good content on there, so make sure you guys do subscribe, turn on my post notifications, and as well leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. And if you guys would like to support me as a creator in the item shop, all you have to do is go over to the item shop, go into the bottom right hand corner, support a creator, and type in my code. My code is Young Humor. Type it in and you guys will have me supported as a creator. And alright guys, let's get right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I wanted to touch on something that I think can help you guys out a ton. It's a really super and simple tip that anyone can do that I think will help you guys out a ton when it comes to going into gunfights. And this is especially true when it comes to duos and squad games because you're going to be going up against a lot more people than in solos, but it definitely still applies in a lot of different situations, so I definitely want to talk about that in this video. So for the gameplay I have in the background, I ended up dropping about 16 kills, so I had a very good game. And for those of you guys who watched my stream yesterday, I absolutely went off. I had a game where I had about 25 kills, absolutely destroyed. And I'm also going to be streaming as much as possible, so I'm going to try to stream as many times as I can, so every day if possible. Some days I'm not going to be able to, but if you guys want to catch me on stream, I'm going to be streaming right around 1:30, maybe 2 Eastern Standard Time, so that's the time that I'm going to be streaming if you guys want to catch me when I'm streaming. So one thing that I wanted to mention in this video, so when you're going up against the other players, one thing that's going to give you a huge advantage that I think a lot of people have trouble with is something: they always get shot from other directions, they always get third partied, they feel like they get pinched in a lot of situations, and I think this can be a really easy fix for the most part. Because sometimes even myself, I'm going to get pinched by other players and there's really nothing I can do about it. Because if a team comes from an area you have no idea, then there's not really much you can do about it because you can't really prepare for it. But a lot of the times, getting pinched is something you can prevent, and there's a lot of different ways you can go about it. So the best way to go about it when you go into different gunfights, the way you want to do it and the way you want to approach the gunfight is you always want to choose a side to come from. You never really ever want to go down the middle. So if you're going against a team in duos, going up against a team in squads, you always want to pick a side. Either you want to challenge on the right side, or you either want to challenge on the left side. You never want to go down in the middle, because if you challenge from the middle, that's where you're going to get pinched from all different players. And this is the worst thing you can possibly do in a game of squads, because you're going to be rushing straight up and there's going to be a guy in front of you, and then you're going to have two people from your left and right shooting you at the exact same time. So the best way to approach it, and even in duos you want to do this as well, is you want to challenge from one side or the other. And when you're in a duo game like this, as you can see, the only really option is I have to go straight because the players are in front of me. But once I go straight, I'm going to challenge from the right side, because if I know if I go down the middle, I'm going to get shot from the player that's in front of me, and I'm also going to get shot from a player that's going to be on my right. So you always want to try to minimize the directions that people can shoot you from, because once you challenge from this right side, even though two players are still going to be there, they're going to be from the same exact direction, which is going to be very important. For the main reason being that you cannot get pinched by two players if they're both in front of you. So that's exactly what you want to do. You want to create an angle in which when you challenge that gunfight, that they have to come from the exact same angle. You don't want to have them challenge from two different sides, and that's how people get pinched. They go into the gunfight and they really don't think about getting pinched, and that usually what ends up happening, they get shot from different directions, and it's very hard to win a gunfight, especially if you're up against a 1v2 or a 1v4. It's going to be very difficult to win that fight if you have all the players shooting you at the exact same time and at different directions. If they're all in the same direction, then you have the best chance possible, because you don't have to build around you all the time. You only have to build in one direction. So that can really make a huge difference, and especially when it comes to building too, it makes it a lot easier, because if all the players are in one direction, I don't have to build to my left and my right at the exact same time. I just have to build in front of me. So if they want to shoot me out, I know exactly where I need to build and exactly how to go about that gunfight. So that's why it's really important to always keep players in the same direction. It helps you out a ton when it comes to building. So your material count, which is really important, it's going to help you guys out a ton in the late game, having a ton of materials. And that's just another easy way in which you can have a lot of mats going into that late game. And then also, it minimizes the chances you can get shot from different directions, so you're going to have a lot more HP. You're not going to be stuck on like 25 HP having to fight 20 players. So it really does save you in a lot of aspects, and that's just something that you have to consciously think about every single time you go into the fight. Because when you're going against multiple players, you really want to think, because sometimes it might better to be to go one direction than the other direction, because maybe on the right side there's like a hill in which you can connect your builds, which is something that I did later in this video that was really good. I connected my builds to a mountain. Some guy was spraying me with, I think it was an RPG, some type of explosive. So I connected my build to a mountain, and doing that, he basically couldn't shoot me out, which led to a very easy challenge and me winning that gunfight. So the next fight I'm going to be going into, I'm going to be challenging from the right side, and there's going to be a few reasons why I do so. So I'm going to be seeing a team that's going to be in front of me, and so what I did is I went around the right side, and the first reason just because there was a tree and my gliders came out a little bit early. So I just used the tree to kind of protect me as I was coming down. Got a few shots on the first player. So here I'm going for high ground. As I'm going for high ground, notice how I'm keeping the two players at the same direction. The first player got knocked, so now it's only a 1v1. I don't have to worry about having the better positioning coming from that one side. But notice how I just went into the gunfight and I was already coming from that right side. So even if both of the players would have turned around and take shots at me, I would have been completely prepared and I wouldn't have to like spam build from my left and my right. Made it super easy. And also going into this gunfight, I decided to challenge from the far side, so I know that all the players that are in the build fight or around the builds are going to be to my left, just because I got on the far right side. So that was really important too, because if I wouldn't have landed in the middle, then there could have been players from any direction. Because when I landed, I really had no idea where everybody was at. I kind of had an idea that, you know, a few players were down low, a few people in the middle, but if I would have landed in the middle on the top, then there could have been players from any direction, and it would have made it so much more hard just to try to keep up where everybody's coming from. So that's just one thing that just makes it a ton easier, even when it comes to finding players, because you don't have to keep looking back and forth to try to find all the players that are in the builds. So that just makes it a lot easier from pretty much every standpoint that I can think of. But that doesn't always mean that you have to always come from that side. I would say at least, especially in here, I landed on the top right side, and then I looked around, and then I can make a play. I don't have to always keep my angle from that right side, because sometimes it might be better to give up positioning just a little bit to try to get off a few more shots, because I might have a player that's really close to being knocked. So there's always going to be some exceptions in which you might not want to challenge from one side or the other, but the general rule, I would say the best tip I can give you guys, a very simple one, is just to challenge from that one side. And there's just so many benefits when it comes to having more HP, because you're going to get shot less, to having more materials because you don't have to build in like 3 different directions and waste all of your materials. And even in this fight, as you guys saw, I challenged here from the right side, so I know both the players. I think one guy popped the shadow bomb, so I didn't know exactly where he was, but everyone else is going to be to my left side, which made it super easy. So when I went to go challenge these players and get shots on them, I really didn't have to worry about much. They were both going to be in the same direction, and that's something that I do every single fight. As you can see, I challenged here from the right side. Both of the players are in front of me, and these guys were spammers. They were shooting me with all of their ARs. One dude had a sniper rifle, and then the next team I challenged, they had an RPG. So I always made sure they came from one direction and were in front of me the entire time, connecting my builds to the mountain, which made it a lot easier and prevented me from getting shot out. So here I have total advantage, I have total high ground. It's going to be very easy to challenge in this fight because both the players are going to be in front of me. I don't have to worry about doing too much. And usually when you go into a gunfight, there can be some pros and cons when it comes to playing aggressive, playing passive, but the one thing that I talked about, the simple tip in this video, there really isn't any negative to it. There's nothing that really could go wrong from keeping people to one side. There really can be only positives from it. I don't see how you could possibly lose a gunfight because you did that. So there's only advantages, so that's something you always want to keep in mind every single time you go into a fight. It's just something you have to think about, and for me, I kind of just got used to it. I don't really think about it. It's just something that I kind of do every single fight. But for those of you guys who don't normally do this, this is definitely something that you have to consciously think about. But eventually, once you do it enough times, it'll be really easy. You don't have to think about it, and you'll be winning a lot more gunfights and ultimately a lot more games. And with that being said, that's a wrap up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys liked it, make sure you guys do drop a like. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on my post notifications so you guys are notified for every single new video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.